Hey everybody. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it on tonight. Um, my son had a baseball game scheduled, and it seems like we are in Seattle here in Wisconsin. It is just raining every single day and night. It seems it's crazy. So, um, we are going to get right into this tonight. I have 20 raw to grade plays to share with you guys tonight. Welcome in, Tighten Up. Welcome in, Smalls Garden. Um, we are, welcome, Logan. Um, so tonight, 20 plays, all raw to grade. And spoiler alert, they are all basketball plays. As a matter of fact, 11 of the 20 plays are of the same exact player. That player is none other than Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards had a great run at the end. Uh, his cards dropped significantly. We've got the um, Olympics coming up, which he's going to be a part of. I think he'll be a big part of the gold medal team there. And certainly the sky is the limit for Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves moving into next year. So we are going to have 11 of the 20 plays be Anthony Edwards. So I've been asked by a few of you to see if, because I moved pretty quick with the plays, if I could pull the plays up, or the card that I'm talking about up. Welcome Fly Heat, welcome JWC. Asked if I could pull them up on the screen so that you guys could see the card that I'm talking about. So we're going to do something a little different tonight. We're going to see if I can't share my screen and showing Market Movers the 365-day view of the raw card that we are going to be talking about in each occasion. So let's get started here. Since I don't know how these sort, I'm not sure which one is which.
Hello.
Hey, Fly Heat. I'm going live on a video. No talking, please. All right, so here we go. I just got interrupted. My mother-in-law just came over. So, all right, here we are. Sharing the screen. Hopefully this works. All right, the first play is the 2020 Anthony Edwards Premier Level Blue Prism. This is a card, as you can see. Most recent sale was $10.58. The PSA 9 sells for $38. That was last on 6/6. As you can see here, the 1 year average of this card is $13.90. So I put $14. So $14 is what we're going to use, not the last sale. We're going to use the average, just so you guys can. Sometimes people will tell me that they have a hard time finding the cards for the most recent comp. So we're going to do things a little differently, and we're going to use the 1 year average and see if we can't help you guys make money that way. So $14 raw, $38 in a PSA 9. There have been 447 sales of this card in the last year. So it's a very easy, very liquid, very, very easy card to come up with. PSA 9 gets 50.7% of the time. A PSA 10 sells for $139. So you're going to be able to, now the special is gone. So you're going to have to spend $20 or $19 to grade it, plus shipping. So you got, let's call it $15 and $25, say $40. So you're going to be out your grading fees I'm sorry, not your grading fees, your eBay fees if you get a PSA 9. So you might lose $6, $7 on the play. However, if you get a PSA 10, this card will bring you about, $140. You're looking at about a 5x your money on this card. So Let's see if I can't get rid of that one and bring up another. Now, like I said, I've never done this before, so I might end up getting these in duplicate. I hope I don't. Share. All right, the next card we are going to show here is the Tyrese Halliburton in silver. So let me find the Halliburton here so we can read off the numbers there for that. So this is a silver prism. Hey, Luke, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. We are doing raw to grade plays tonight. All 20 of the plays are basketball, and 11 of the 20 are none other than Anthony Edwards. So hoping that this works out here with me sharing my screen. All right, so Tyrese Halliburton, silver prism. As we all know, Halliburton got extremely hot during the season and then tailed off. And the Pacers made a nice run, knocked out my Bucks, but then ran into a buzzsaw, and their prices, as you can see in this chart, drastically dropped back off again. Raw, the raw most recent is $23. The average, 1 year average is $42. So if you take a $42 average card and you add your grading fees, hey Brad, thanks for watching. Add your grading fees and you get a PSA 9, it's $50. You're going to be out about basically your grading fees. You're going to lose about $20 on a PSA 9. However, if you get a PSA 10 and a silver Halliburton, which is only an 18% chance, so this is a low percentage chance play, there's a higher likelihood that you're going to lose $15 than you're going to make. But if you hit that one that you get the 10, a PSA 10 is still $300, and that's down quite a bit from its peak during the season. So you're going to be looking at about a $50 investment that could net you a 6x return if you end up getting a PSA 10. Yeah, that year is rough for PSA 10s. That's why it's only 18%, Luke. But for a 1 in 5 chance to 6x your money, you might be wanting to take a chance at it. You never know what you might end up with there. So, all right, let's see if we can pull up the next play. This is going to slow me down a little bit, but hopefully you guys enjoy the extra eye candy here with the visuals. All right, so the next play here is, let's see here. That is the LaMelo Ball Orange Ice. It's a 2020 Prism, card number 278. It's the Orange Ice. Raw, $23. As you can see, the 1 year average is $30. $30 plus the $20 grading fee is $50. A PSA 9 does net you $50. So you are basically out your eBay fees if you get a PSA 9. However, there again, if you get a PSA 10, it does jump all the way up to $180. A nice little 4x your money. And once again, as Luke mentioned before, it is a rough year for Prism PSA 10s. That is only a 20% chance. So you got a 1 in 5 chance of 4xing your money. But if you hit that card, that is a card that could pay off dividends very well. Let's move on to the next one. Now, when I'm doing these plays, guys, I just want to make sure everybody's aware that I'm not saying go out and do every single one of these plays. Pick and choose the plays that you like, the plays that you think are best fit your portfolio, your style. Maybe pick a handful of them. Trying to do all 20 plays would get to be quite tedious, trying to find all those cards. So pick and choose the ones that you like the best. All right, Tyrese Halliburton. Next card we're going to do. We got the Tyrese Halliburton in the T-Mall Blue Wave, card number 262. This card most recently sold for $23.19. However, the 1-year average is $35. Take the $35 average plus the $20 for grading, and that is what you will get on a PSA 9. PSA 9 is 38% of the time. So once again, if you get a 9, you're going to be out your eBay fees. However, this one gems much better. If this gets a PSA 10, the most recent sale was $156. And so now you're looking at a nice little 3x your money, and it gems at a 50% rate. So much better odds on this one of you turning a profit on this. Hey, Joel, what's up? Thanks for joining. I ended up, I told you I wasn't sure I was going to make it on tonight, but my son's baseball game got rained out. So it turns out here I am. And as I promised you, Joel, these are all basketball plays tonight. All right. So the next one we're going to talk about is the Tyrese Maxey Ruby Wave. Now, Tyrese Maxey is a player that I'm extremely high on. And these are plays that you don't have to go out and get a base or a silver or anything like that. These plays are specifically the best plays for these players in terms of your chance to make money on. That's why I picked these 20 cards. 2020 Prism Ruby Wave card number 256. The most recent sale was $6.50. However, the 1-year average, as you can see, is $22. So take your $22 plus your $20 grading fee. You're going to have roughly, $42 in it. A PSA 9 does come back at $35. So you're going to be out about $15 with eBay fees. If it comes back, there's a 47% chance of that. However, if it gets a PSA 10, once again, it's a $129 card. So a nice 4x your money, and it's gemming at 39%. So 40% chance of a 4x your money. Not a bad risk to take. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Hey, JC Chansey, thanks for joining. We are going over basketball plays, raw to grade to make money here. All right. So the next one we're going to talk about, the LaMelo Ball, also in a blue wave, T-Mall blue wave. So it just so happens the blue wave works for 2 of these cards. Card number 278, it's the 2020 rookie card. As you can see, the most recent sale was $14.27. The 1-year average on this card is $42. So it is down quite a bit from its average. But if we take that $42 average and add $20 to it, you're at $62. A PSA 9 sells for $70. So you are going to, at the very least, break even on a PSA 9, 48% chance. PSA 10 in this is $200. So another 4x your money, and this has a 43% gem rate. So 43% chance of 4xing your money on LaMelo Ball. The other thing is we are kind of, as you can see here, we are targeting these basketball cards because with the NBA Finals having just ended, this is the prime time to be buying basketball cards. Don't buy the 2 teams that were in the finals. That's going to take a few more weeks for their cards to drop. But all of these other cards right now, these next couple of weeks is the best time to be buying these cards. They are at their all-time lows, or some of their all-time lows. You can see how they have really dropped off in some of these plays. So, all right, next one up is we are going to be taking a look at the Austin Reaves. So I don't know if Oh My Shoes is watching this, but the Oh My Shoes, this is a play for you. You were an Austin Reaves fan. 2021 Prism Silver 165 Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves had a very nice season for the Lakers. Raw, most recent sale, as you can see, was $17.38. The 1 year average on this is $16.70. So $17 right now is about the average. So $17 plus your $20 grading fee, you're at $37. The PSA 9 most recent sale was $35. So you're going to basically be out your eBay fees. However, a PSA 10 most recently sold for $95. So it's a 3x your money, and that is a 19% chance if you want to go after a silver Prism Austin Reaves. That is probably, a couple of those silvers are probably some of the lower gemming cards on this. Hey, welcome in, Bodini. All right, so yes, I'm covering basketball tonight because this is the time to be making money on basketball, while others are focusing on football and some baseball plays. We can all be making money and laughing all the way to the bank on some basketball plays. So the next one is, this is a player you wouldn't normally think that you could make money on. It is the 2021 Prism Silver Alperen Sengun. This card most recently sold for $17.17. The 1 year average is $24. So if you take the $24 average plus your grading fees is $44. PSA 9 is a 50% chance, is $38. So you're going to lose about $10 on a PSA 9. The PSA 10 most recently sold at $123. So there again, you're looking at a 3x your money. That has a 38% gem rate. Hey, welcome in, Farrell. So here's a player that is not very well known or chased. You won't have to fight against many people trying to go after Alperen, and it's a card that you can certainly make some money on. All right, let's pull up the next one. We are breezing right along. I think this is working pretty good, showing you the cards so far. So, all right, this next one is Jalen Green. Jalen Green got red hot for a while during the season as it looked like Houston might actually make the playoffs. And then as they got eliminated, his cards really took a tumble. But that just means there's opportunity in his cards. And I really like this play here. Raw, the most recent sale was $50, as you can see on June 16th. The 1 year average, however, is $112. Look how far that card has fallen since they got eliminated in basketball. If you look here, the last sale before that was 103. The last sale before that was 66. So you should be able to get this card for under $100. But if you ended up going with the 1 year average, it's $112. You'd end up with $130 invested in this card. The most recent PSA 9 sale was $140. So you will essentially lose your eBay fees, which is going to be about $10 on that price range card. There's a 55% chance. However, if you get a 10 on this checkerboard card, the most recent sale was $300, $299. And that has a 38% gem rate. So you could take an essentially 3x your money on a little bit fairly expensive card if you have to pay the 1 year average. If you can get this card somewhere close to any of the last three most recent comps, you could 4 or 5x your money on this card. So this is a card that I really like, but your buy-in is going to be really where you have to try and watch and make sure that you're getting a good buy. Jalen Green cards are down significantly, so do not overpay. Be patient. We are, if you're following me right now on basketball, you guys are light years ahead of everybody else. Nobody is thinking basketball because basketball just got over. Everybody else is relaxing and going to all the other sports. So you've got time. You've got at least the whole rest of the month of June and into July where nobody else is thinking basketball. So we are going to laugh all the way to the bank with some of these plays while everybody else is trying to fight over football. Football, guys, you can still make money on football, but right now you got to be sending whatever you've got in here within the next week to 10 days. Otherwise, you're going to either have to buy it graded and flip it, or you're going to want to buy it raw and sell it raw because you're running out of time to get football cards graded. So, all right, now we've got a base optic Anthony Edwards. Let me find that on my sheet because these are not in order, guys. I should be more organized than this, but I cannot. Trying this for the first time, I couldn't figure this out, so they don't go in order. All right, here it is. Card number 151, optic base Anthony Edwards. Raw, the most recent sale, as you can see, was just under $10. I rounded up to $10. The 1 year average is $9.40. So I rounded that up to $10. So this is a card that you should be able to get for about $10. Add your grading fees, you're at $30. The most recent PSA 9 sale was $30. So again, you're out your eBay fees if you get a PSA 9. However, if you get a PSA 10, and this card gems at 52%, so you got a little better than a 50-50 chance, and there's 3,600 of these graded, so this is a pretty high volume card, so 50% chance is very likely. This card does sell for $72 most recently. I anticipate Anthony Edwards cards are going to climb during the Olympics because the entire world is going to get to see his athleticism on display. I think he's going to have some big games during the Olympics. He's going to make some highlight reel dunk during the Olympics. And Anthony Edwards, I think, is going to get a spike during the Olympics. And that is coming up the end of July into August. So you want to get these cards bought within the next week, get them off to PSA and get them back for that first week of August, so you can turn some profits during the Olympics. If you miss your window, you've got till the beginning of the year, which will be October, which isn't a big deal either. But these are some nice plays that you can make. And Anthony, that's why 11 of the cards tonight are Anthony Edwards, because I'm super high on flipping Anthony Edwards during the Olympics. All right, let's take a look at the next card. We are getting through these, guys. All right, next card is 2020 Select Premier Level Silver. So this is not his Prism Silver. This is Anthony Edwards Premier Select Silver. Not quite as popular, but it's still a chance to make money. So as you can see, the most recent sale was $14.50. The 1 year average on this card is $24, as you can see, $24.20. So you take $24, add $20, you're at $44, $45 roughly. PSA 9 sells for $48. So again, eBay fees are your cost if you end up with a 9, 43% chance. However, PSA 10's most recent sales, $140. So a nice little 4x your money. And that is a 44.4% chance. So 45% chance that you can 4x your money on a silver select Anthony Edwards. So that is one of the better plays so far that I have seen in terms of risk reward. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, the next one we've got up is Anthony Edwards Select Concourse Green, White, and Purple. This is card number 61. The most recent sale was $9. The 1-year average on this is $16. $16 plus 20 is $36. The PSA 9 sells for $37. So again, we're talking PSA 9s. You're only out your eBay fees. So that is the kind of the theme tonight, guys. If you get 9s, you're going to be out your eBay fees approximately. If you get 10s, that's where you're going to make the real money. So you might want to do multiple plays of these cards for your average to increase for your chance to make some money. So $37 on a PSA 9, there's a 50% chance. PSA 10, $90, so 3xing your money, 42.4% chance. So nice 40% chance at a 3x your money. If anybody's got, hey, welcome in Webcraft. Talking some basketball here. We are looking at plays to make some money on here while everybody else is in the football arena. We are going to snatch ourselves some basketball cards and make some money during the Olympics. That's what we are going to do. All right, the next card is Anthony Edwards, Premier Level, red, white, and orange. This is the Shimmer. Most recent sale, $18.50. The 1-year average is $21. So when you add your grading fees, that's $41. The most recent PSA 9 sale is $80. Star this one, asterisk this one. Get on eBay while I'm on YouTube and Instagram looking. Start searching for this card, guys. PSA 9, $80. You double your money on a PSA 9 if you pay the average 1-year average of $21. So here's where you can hedge your bet a little bit. If you like this card and you get in a bidding war against somebody and you got to pay $30 with your grading fee, it's $50. You still have margin at the PSA 9. $80 for a PSA 9. 51% chance. So you got a 50% chance of making $30 on a PSA 9. PSA 10 in this orange shimmer, $177. So how about we go and we 5x our money on a 10 and we almost double our money on a PSA 9. Asterisk, star, circle. This is the best play on here so far. I really, really like this play. I've bought 2 of these cards since I came up with this list 2 days ago. Truth be told, I've paid $27 for one and $24 for the other. I do not have them in hand yet, but they are coming. Really, really like that play, guys. That is about as good as it can get when you can almost double your money on a PSA 9. All right. Another play we're going to talk about here. This is the Anthony Edwards Mosaic Pink Camo. So we're going to go with a mosaic play. As you can see, raw, the most recent sale is $23.42. However, the 1-year average is $17.50. So in this case, we're going to use the higher of the two. We're going to use the most recent comp, and we're going to round up. So we're going to call that $24 to $44. A PSA 9 sells for $51. So you're going to break even on a PSA 9 at a 45% chance of a PSA 9. If it gets a PSA 10, it's $120. A nice little 3xing your money. And that gems at 40%, 39.9% is the gem rate on this card. So 9s bust even, 10s triple your money. This is another very good play because the floor is break even. I love break even floor plays. All right, we are almost done here, guys. I think we've got 5 more to go. So we're 15 cards in. Let's wrap this up strong for you fellas and gals. All right, here we go. We have the Anthony Edwards Optic Hyper Pink. Let me find this one. Optic Hyper Pink. Raw, $41 is the most recent sale. The 1-year average, again, on this card is lower than the most recent sale. The 1-year average is $35. So we'll use the higher of the two, the $41 most recent sale. So with $20 shipping and grading, you got 61, let's call it $62 in this card. A PSA 9 sells for $75. So this is another one. Get out your asterisk, your little pen. This is another Anthony Edwards to really focus on, because you're going to make about $5 after shipping and fees and grading on a PSA 9, which is 57%. And if you get one of the 28% that gem, it's $181, and you're going to, again, 4.5 times your money or your investment. So $181 on a PSA 10. So this is another play where the floor is very low, when you can bust even or make a small profit on a 9. These are the plays that I try to buy in bulk. I try to do onesie twosies of these other plays, but when I get a card that has a 9, I can get a 9 and I can either turn a small profit or a significant profit on a 9. I try and buy as many of those as I can. I might do a, like on that orange shimmer, I might try and get 6 or 8 of those cards. Just because if you have that chance, you got to make the money. Making money isn't easy, guys. So you got to pick the right cards. And when you have that floor, that is when you strike hard. And because it's off season, we shouldn't have to fight with too many people over these cards. All right, let's take a look at another one here. We've got Anthony Edwards Mosaic Orange. This is the reactive orange. Most recent sale, $21. The 1-year average, $20.80. So this is right on the 1-year average at $21. So with your grading fees, you jump that up to $42. $42 is exactly what the PSA 9 sells for. So you are out your eBay fees. So you're out about, what, $6, $7 if you end up with a PSA 9. If you get a PSA 10, and the PSA 10 on this card gems at 51.8%. So a little better than a 50-50 chance that you can get a PSA 10. It's $109 or a 3x your money. So that is not a bad play either. Very, very low floors and very high ceilings. That is the way I roll. All right, we have 3 plays to go. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Hope this is helping. All right, here we go. We have Anthony Edwards Select card number 169. This is the green, the white, and the purple. This card most recently sold, as you can see, $14.50. The 1-year average is $18.90, so we're going to use that. $19 plus 20, so you're at 39, let's call it $40. The most recent PSA 9 sale was $39. So you're out your eBay fees again. A PSA 10, however, 22% chance for $130 and a 4xing your money. So again, not a bad play, not as good as a couple of the other ones, but not a bad play. Out when you're only out your eBay fees on a 9 and you have a chance to 3 or 4x your money on a 10, those are very good risks in my opinion, because this is everything we do here is a risk. So I like to take the calculated risks that make sense. Play the odds in your favor here. All right. Next one, Anthony Edwards. I am not a fan of the NBA debut cards. Matter of fact, I dislike them. I don't think they're a very good insert. However, when you can make money on them, I like making money. So 2020 Mosaic card number 261. This is the NBA debut green Mosaic Anthony Edwards. The most recent sale was $12.50, and the 1 year average is $10.60. So we're going to use the higher of the two, as I've been doing all night. So we're going to round $12.50 up to $13. We're going to round the grading fees from 19 up to 20. So we've got $33 invested in this card. The PSA 9 most recent sale was $56. So you're going to pick up, after eBay fees, you're going to pick up $15 on a PSA 9. This is another card, although I'm not fond of this card. I put an asterisk by this. This is a card I'm going to get multiples of, because the PSA 10, guys, sells for $75. So it's only 3xing your money, not quite 3xing your money after fees. But look at this, 76% gem rate on this card, 76%. It has the highest gem rate of any card that we are doing tonight. When you can get a 76% gem rate and you're going to turn $15 profit on a PSA 9, which is another 22%. So you have a 98% chance of making money on a card. It's another one that you get out your pen and you asterisk it, and you get on eBay and you start looking for that card right away. All right. We have one last card that we're going to finish up with here tonight. This could be card number 20 for the evening. And this card is, let's see what we have left here. We have the Anthony Edwards Courtside. I love Courtside Select cards. They're a little bit more rare than the other stuff. I'm not a fan of the Select recently, but 2020 is still okay. This is the Blue Retail Select Courtside card number 300. As you can see, the most recent sale on this card was $15.51. This is a little bit of a color match because he is in the blue jersey, which makes this card a little bit even more sexy or more attractive to me. The 1 year average on this card is $17.50, so we're going to round up to $18. Take your $19 fee, round up to $20. You're at $37 for a graded card of this. The PSA 9 most recently sold for $40. So you are essentially, even after eBay fees, you might be out a buck or two, but you're almost a wash on a PSA 9. The PSA 10 most recently sold for $134. So a nice 3x your money. And this is the second highest gem rate. I saved the two highest gem rates for last. This card gems at 75.7%. So between 75% gem rate and a 20% PSA 9 rate, you have a 95% chance of breaking even to tripling your money. So there are 4 or 5, maybe 6 plays out of these 20 plays that I think are better than the others. I gave you 20 plays because I think that it's a little bit more fun when you don't have to go after all the same cards. If I spread it out with 20 plays with all the listeners that we have and watchers of the show, we can all benefit and pick a few of these cards out and not have to fight each other on eBay. So pick the cards you like, pick the ones that are closest to you that you like the best. Especially the ones that I asterisked, guys. Those are high enough volume cards that you should be able to not have to fight anybody. There should be plenty for everybody. Like, for example, this Courtside card that sells at a 75% gem rate. 490 sales in the last year, over 1 per day. So this card is not a hard card to find. Because Select isn't that popular, only 473 of these cards have been graded by PSA. So 490 sales and only 473 have been graded. That's an area of opportunity, guys, where you can go get it. Luke, surprised I didn't pick any SGA cards. I did not pick SGA for a reason. he is extremely low. However, when you run the numbers like I do on these other plays, the PSA 9s for SGA, because his values are so low, the PSA 9s absolutely crush you. You lose $20, $25, $30. Some plays as much as $35 on a PSA 9. So that is why I did not include any SGA cards in this episode. When SGA cards make the round, I will share them with you. You might be better off right now, to be honest, buying SGA cards in a PSA 10 grade because they are getting to be so reasonable. That might be a play to buy them already graded. But right now, in this type of play, raw to grade SGA did not make the list because you will lose money if you do SGA raw to grade right now. I did when I run these, I run quite a few cards and check the values before I pick out the ones that I'm going to do. And SGA is just, I love SGA. It just, there weren't any of them that I thought I could put the Dr. Crack stamp of approval on and say, hey, very low floor, high ceiling. They were high floor, low ceiling, and those don't, high floor, low ceiling does not help very much. You want a low floor, high ceiling to make all the money. You are welcome, Brad. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm glad I was able to hop on tonight and make this video for everybody. And I will be back hopefully again next week, Wednesday night. If you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, go ahead and shoot them out to me on Instagram, instant message me. The only hobby news I was going to cover tonight, and I didn't, but we can talk about it real quick at the end, is the National. For those that are going to the National, it's I don't know if any of you follow this very closely or not, but the National cracked down on dealers, and they cracked down hard. They just announced it. There are people all over Instagram and Twitter just whining up a blue streak that they lost their table at the National. They didn't actually lose their table. What they did, the National's cracking down. They are limiting it to 2 people per booth. So for the longtime people that have gotten a booth there, what they would do, because they automatically renew it every year, even for the guys that have retired or not in cards anymore, they would keep their booth and then they would turn around and they'd sell it to somebody. Or like, for example, last year, the Sports Card Strategy Show squatted in a booth alongside Tim from Signs of the Times. And so there were 4 of us with Tim that had VIP early access badges because we were all in the same booth. The National has cracked down on that. There are only going to be 2 passes to get in early, and only 2 people will be able to be in a booth or at a table. And it has to be the people that are registered. If you turn around and you sell it to somebody else, you may lose your privilege for getting it. I agree, Luke. It's about time. So now what these people are doing is they are having a show within a show. So all these people that are complaining that they lost their table because they either were paying or scalping to get somebody else's table or booth, or they were squatting on somebody's booth, they are having another show at the end of the show. They're calling it the show after the show. It's going to be at a place about 3 blocks away from the National, my understanding, at a convention center. And it's going to start at 7 p.m. and go until 1 a.m. So that ought to be interesting. That it's 100, there's like 150 tables. It's a show after a show. It's a lot of the people that lost their shows. So you may not see, if you're going to the National this year, you may see quite a different look You won't see as many people behind the tables in the booths because they're going to limit it to 2. There may not be as many cards that you would see that you would normally see because a lot of these people are getting booted out. But if you're willing to stay up late, there is going to be a show after the show. So I guess that's my hobby news for you guys. For anybody going to the National, I will not be going to the National this year. I will be back next year when it comes back to Chicago. But my son has a baseball tournament the weekend of Cleveland. So we were planning on going, and now we are not. We're gonna go to his baseball tournament. So does this open the door for Fanatics to have an event? Yes. So Luke, I'm glad that you asked that question. So Fanatics, for those of you that don't know, Fanatics is having their national or their huge event a couple of weeks after the National. They're having it the same weekend as the East Coast National, which is really interesting. But if you go to fanatics.com and you want to be a vendor or have a booth at the Fanatics event that they're going to have, it's like $4,000 to get a table, and you need to send a pint of blood and maybe not quite that bad, but it's the amount of questions that they ask you, your online presence, how long you've been doing it, your ratings, tax ID number, your gross volume of sales for the last year, your eBay handle, Instagram, anything that you're doing. I mean, it is quite the process to get a table at the Fanatics event. So it not only opens the door for Fanatics, but Fanatics is not going to allow the shenanigans that have been taking place at the National over the last few years. They want high caliber people that are there that are coming to actually sell cards, not to just come and put their same vintage cards that they've had in their stash for 22 years, and they bring the same cards back to the National every year and they sell 1 or 2. This is going to be a high volume type thing. It's going to be very interesting to see how Fanatics clashes with the National moving forward, and how Fanatics event turns out. I'm confident that Fanatics, with the money they're going to spend behind this, they're going to get it right, and it's going to be quite the amazing thing. So Cardboard Consultant, welcome in. We're just getting ready to shut down. You can go back and watch. This will be live on my Instagram channel for 30 days, as well as come on over for all of you watching it on Instagram. Come on over and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Chalks_Cards. I do have the link in my Instagram bio for those that want to join via YouTube. So SGC Card Collector says, evening, Chad. Thanks. Good evening to all you guys. Have a good night. Good luck. Hope you can go hit eBay and snipe some of these plays and make some money. I'd love to hear how you did. Take care, everyone. Peace out.